And test this thing on. Yep, okay, alright, we are good. And good afternoon, good evening, good night, and welcome to today's episode of Law News and Laughter, people. Initially, I was just going to do this as a recurring segment, then I realized how many damn news articles and cases there were, so I decided to do an entire show on it. Welcome to our episode special on Just a Few Bad Cops. We're going to be looking at pretty much everything in the news relating to, misconduct, malfeasance, prosecutors fucking up. I should have actually waited. But hey, it's going to be interesting. And damn it, I just realized I don't have the chats open. Shit. I'm going to have to do that very quickly while we're doing the news. Okay. Anyway, let's get stuck into it, shall we, people? Welcome to today's episode of Law News and Laughter. Okay, I think we're back. Yes, okay, and I managed to save that. Thank God for that. Cover these stories so often it's already a recurring segment. That's kind of true. Hello, Abomination. Good to see you. Cool Gamer, that's a new name. Hello, and welcome to the channel. Yeah, so basically we're going to start off nice and easy, one where there's not necessarily a whole lot of police misconduct, but we do have body camera footage of a woman being arrested for, well, to be fair, she was brandishing a gun at a McDonald's over a cheeseburger. So we're going to get stuck into that. Beyond that, we also have a prosecutor who basically says, yeah, I know that I shouldn't have charged an innocent bystander, but I decided to anyway because I wanted to get my I wanted to get my stats up. So I said that they were gang members. It's going to be interesting. Disney has a new diversity officer. Hayden can still be a princess. I'll be right, thanks. And I did see that, but no, I'm pretty well done with Disney at this stage. I'm not going to lie. All right, let's get stuck into it, shall we? Okay. That doesn't make any sense. Body camera footage shows arrest of a woman accused of waving a gun at McDonald's drive-thru over an off-menu order. Police in Florida have released body camera footage showing the arrest of a woman accused of brandishing a gun at a McDonald's drive-thru after ordering something that wasn't actually on the menu. Per Law and Crime, Quavi Young, 26, was arrested in March for allegedly appearing to threaten a worker at the fast food giant, according to her arrest report. Young pulled her car up to the speaker at the drive-thru, and requested a meal that was not on the menu. Apparently she was after a Whopper. Go figure. When the McDonald's worker told her that the order could not be completed because it wasn't on the menu, she pulled up to the first drive-thru window and demanded that her order be taken, according to police. Did I watch Volk fight? No, I did not. You got fancy animations now? Yeah, I'm trying to increase the production value. Young pulled up to the window and demanded it be. Yeah. The worker asked Young what her problem was and why she was so mad, and in response, Young pulled a gun, pointed it at the worker, and said she'll push her shit back, according to the arrest report. Young later drove to the next window. Workers at the McDonald's told police that it was Young's second visit to the fast food restaurant that night, but they did not provide any specifics about her first encounter. I could pull up the receipt. Why is that an issue? When officers arrived at McDonald's, they found a black M&P gun with a drum-style magazine capable of holding 50 rounds on Young's passenger seat. So? Young is heard on the body camera footage telling officers that she has a concealed carry permit. Young is also heard denying the accusations as police detain her. Why would I threaten someone when I'm still sitting in my car waiting for my damn order, she's heard saying on the body camera footage. That doesn't make any sense. She accused the McDonald's worker of being a liar. Police eventually placed Young under arrest and escorted her to a squad car. When Young asked why, officers said that they watched the security video and she was being arrested for aggravated assault. Court records show she's scheduled for a hearing on October 31. So let's have a quick look through this. I'm not going to play all of it because it is called Law and Crime. We know what they're like. Hang on. I should make this bigger. There we go. I don't have the cut cage. I'm going to get to that. I'm also going to move that slightly. There we go. That's better. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Oh, hang on. I want to speed it up. I'm not sitting here for the whole 17 minutes.
The person with the gun. What's the person with the gun? ¿A dónde está la persona con la pistola?
Is he just randomly asking some dude in the parking lot who has a gun? Dude.
Hello.
Hey, welcome, educating.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
They gave us a call of a female with a handgun in their lap.
A handgun?
Yeah.
Oh no, so I'm here waiting, picking up my son.
Oh, okay.
No, I
Sorry to bother you.
Oh, no problem. I don't know. That sounds like, wait a minute, where you coming from? I see you walking up. I was like, that's the police.
Me sneaky.
Oh, we sneaky. Oh, yes, and I completely forgot, people. By all means, if you are so inclined, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. If you feel like, you know, it's worth it, send through a super chat. I'm not monetizing the streams at the moment, particularly because I don't need to get copyright claim for this shit. Hey, Jeremy, how you doing? But yeah. I really do need to actually print off that paragraph. I really do. Hey, Joe.
Put that gun away. Put it down.
Okay, so
get out the car.
Feeling unsafe. What the fuck? Yeah, apparently a handgun with a 50. Okay.
What you mean? I'm licensed to carry a gun,
You're
sir.
fine. You're fine.
Thank you.
You're fine. Put your hands back.
What are they talking about?
You have it concealed?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I do.
All right. This is just for safety, okay? You're not under arrest right
Okay,
now.
thank you.
You all right?
Wait. Excuse me, officer? What did you just say? This is just for safety. You're not under arrest, but I'm placing you in handcuffs. Okay. Interesting.
Yes, and there's no gun in my clip anyway.
No ammo?
No.
Okay. Where did you have it?
I had it on the...
Sit back here.
Oh, you can take me wherever. Okay, my shoes off. Sorry.
Wow, the one time I wasn't looking closely and I didn't want to see boobs. What the hell?
Okay, girl. You get out front where nobody can see you.
Okay, now I have to translate that before I can bring it up on screen. Yeah, you're definitely under arrest when you're in handcuffs. Hang on, give me a second. English people, I do not speak any other languages. I'm assuming that's Spanish to English. I mean, it's already in the chat. It's already... Cockroaches get in but can't get out, says Mandy. Okay, interesting. I will bring that up for the $2. Thank you very much, Mandy. Appreciate it. Pretty sure the case law is strong on that point. Yeah. Not uncommon to detain people in cuffs without arrest. I would argue that is still false arrest because you are basically you're restricting someone's ability. So yeah, no, I would not agree.
Yes. What is the problem?
Apparently they saw your gun and they thought you were threatening them.
It's in the car. I have it in my car. That's where I have it.
Okay, I'm just telling you.
It's no big deal. She got mad because she got mad because I asked for my order. That was the problem. I didn't do nothing. All I said was I'm still waiting on my #1 order because I asked for it and I'm trying to go home. She got mad with some crazy. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I'm still here waiting.
Okay.
So I gotta go from. I'm still waiting.
We don't know all that.
I don't care. That's the crazy part.
Well,
She
saying
didn't
get those damn
say what she
handcuffs
wanted to say. That's weird. The fuck, I'm still here waiting on my damn order.
Do you have your license and your...
Can you pull my shirt up, please?
You have your license and your...
What is on being stopped for? What is the problem?
Happened to me more
No,
than
you did
once.
not, sir. No, you didn't.
Saw your gun.
Okay.
No, that's...
You were threatening her with it.
I did not threaten her with nothing, sir.
Well,
At all.
that's
I
what
did not
we're here to
threaten her with
investigate.
nothing.
That's what we're here to
No.
investigate.
I've been sitting in the car. Why would I threaten someone and I'm still sitting in my car waiting on my damn order? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
She's not making any sense.
That's what we're here to figure out.
She's weird. Pull this up, please. Thank you.
The person that thought she was a busted shit.
What? I did not say that.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Did you hear Law and Crime got bought out? Apparently another company owns it now. I'm assuming it's these Morgan & Morgan people.
She's a damn liar.
We're gonna watch it video.
No, she's not gonna sit here and fucking lie on me like that. No, she's not gonna do that. And
Oh, German Shepherd went from 0 to 100 pretty quickly.
I'm finna call my mom right now because she. That's weird as hell. Get my No, I'm gonna get my phone. Thank you, so. He's a liar. She's a liar.
Probably.
Are you serious?
Yeah. All right.
Are you serious?
I'm done talking with them.
This
Can you
is
have
crazy.
16 post car up?
Okay, you can't tell me at this point she's not under arrest because they're legitimately making it so that she has to use her phone while still wearing handcuffs. No, you can't tell me that that's not, no.
Excuse me.
He's staying with 0.
Are you serious? I did not do anything to her. I've been waiting on my
We're
order.
gonna watch the video.
Okay, well, please watch the video, please, because that doesn't make no sense,
We're
sir.
gonna watch the video.
That's
and it'll
weird.
show.
You got them calls happening too.
God, bro. I'm going to call these people right now. I didn't do anything. That she did.
I'm telling you.
This. I didn't let you. Yeah.
I'm not saying cuffs come up.
Morgan for sponsoring this.
Oh,
Walker.
Right.
I'm anywhere. Yeah, go ahead.
Just stay standing right here.
Yeah, I'm not going to go anywhere. I didn't do anything. Why would I run anywhere?
I'm
I'm
not
still
saying
here
running.
waiting on my food.
I'm not saying running.
Sure.
I'm saying stay standing here.
I'm still waiting on my damn food.
I tell you what, she is friggin' skilled with those handcuffs on though. Like, she's been in this situation before.
And that's your mom?
Yeah,
I
girl.
think that's enough.
Yeah, right
Anything.
there. Yeah. That make no sense.
Ashley Casey, welcome to
Hey,
Legal
Chelsea, can you
Intern
copy
Status.
the
Thank you very much for joining as a member.
Assault of what? That doesn't make any sense.
People-
But people do it, of course.
people
You
get
can't trust
falsely
me.
accused
Of course, but I
all
didn't
the
do
time.
that. Nothing shows. Like,
People get
what the heck?
falsely accused all the
Weird.
You're not
I
listening to
got
me.
done.
All
I'm
right.
so tired of that.
Oh, well, you know, the cops admitting, yes, people get falsely accused all the time.
Alright, she's a liar. That's weird. I didn't do anything, nothing.
Yes, the
So I put her in the car?
Okay.
For what?
You're under arrest.
Wouldn't
For
have had
what?
that
What
Waffle
did I
House
do?
before, Honor.
What did I do? Can you tell me why I'm
Aggravated
on
assault.
Assault of what?
Walk right here.
Can I get my phone so I can
Yeah,
call my mom,
okay.
please?
Yeah.
Assault for what? What the heck? I didn't do no assault.
No, they're saying you watched the video, so can't pick up the
Can I
call.
get it? Yeah, just call the number. I didn't.
What's your first name?
Fabio.
Say it again.
Fabio.
Okay.
Fabio.
Yeah.
So they're alleging that that the cashier was afraid of this high capacity magazine or whatever. Lower the video volume, it's overpowering you. Damn it. See, I put my own volume up in NVIDIA, and I have no idea why it's gone on. Alright, I will drop it, and hopefully let's fix it. Sounds like a Karen freak out over the side of a gun. It kind of does sound like that, Dwayne. I'm not going to lie. But, I mean, the cashier has said that she was pointing it and waving it. Now, depending on what's actually happened here, the police said that they viewed the footage or whatever, and then they placed her under arrest and took her down to be booked in. I have no idea because they didn't actually show the footage from the security cameras. But we're just easing into it. Because in the following articles, shit's going to go sideways real fast, and the cops are going to wind up paying a lot of money. For example, police officer's false claim could have sent a man to prison for 50 years. The 3-day statewide manhunt was over, and the young man accused of shooting at a Baton Rouge police officer after fleeing a traffic stop was being paraded before the news cameras. Raheem Howard, 21, his wrists cuffed behind him, his ankles shackled, shuffled along between two police officers as they made their way in the traditional perp walk to a patrol car. Sometimes your volume fades in and out. You might want to check whatever you use to manage your audio. Oh, okay. Excuse me. But as the blinding lights and camera shutters clicked, instead of trying to hide his face or ignore reporters, he shouted ignore the reporters' shouted questions. Howard faced the crowd and made a heartfelt plea. He knew that this might be his last chance. They said I had a gun. I didn't have anything in my hand. They got the dash cam and the body cam. I got out and ran. I didn't have anything. I didn't have no gun at all. So you were there, a reporter asked. Howard acknowledged that he was there, and it was his car, but continued to plead that he never had a gun. I asked to take a lie detector test and everything, DNA, everything. I didn't have no gun, he said. They had boku people out there. They got eyewitnesses. The people who was in my car, I gave them names. I didn't have no gun. I'm innocent. I'm only 21 years old. They've got the body camera, the dash cam. I didn't do nothing but run. I didn't do nothing but run. That's all I did. Finally, he went quiet and shook his head. A look of frustration, then defeat crossed his face. He disappeared into the back of a waiting police car. Howard turned himself in on August 10, 2018 for allegedly shooting at Officer Yusuf Hamada, a member of the police department's now disbanded street crimes unit during a traffic stop. He was charged with attempted first-degree murder and illegal use of a weapon and faced up to 50 years in prison if convicted. A few nights earlier, on the evening of August 7th, Howard had been driving with friends back from a job interview at a local restaurant, The Chimes, when he saw the police lights behind him. Hang on, I need to ban a bot. Sorry. Sounds a little like extortion threat to have a crime on your record if you didn't pay the fine. Grifting tip, tell your audience your donation goals along with all the things they can do to support you. Yeah, I need to work on that. I really do. Oh, which does remind me, don't forget, people, coming up this weekend, we have Sourced Saturday. I'm going to be taking shots, and you've got the opportunity to make me ingest some pretty awful stuff. So far on the list, we have wasabi, oyster sauce, some really extra hot chili sauce. So, but you chat, get the opportunity to make me laugh, and for everyone I do, I'm taking a spoonful of something. So make sure you set your calendars and enjoy. No, never talk to the cops. The cops' favorite line, stop resisting. It's Sunday, though. Drone Fury, it's Saturday night for us, so it'll be Friday. Oh, hang on. No, it'll be Saturday morning for those of you in the US. A few nights earlier on the evening, got that. He pulled over, jumped out of the car, and ran, leaving his passengers behind. They said I had a gun. I didn't have nothing in my hand. They got the dash cam and the body cam, and I ran. In a federal lawsuit he later filed, Howard said he ran because he was scared for his life. In a separate deposition, he said he ran because he had a bench warrant for his arrest. In either case, the story that aired on television across the city that night and made the rounds on social media was that while he fled, he pulled a gun and fired at Hamada, who was chasing him. Oh, Abomination says, so I hear you got goals. You go achieve your goals, you goal achiever, you. A joke stream, I'll do my best to be there. So that's at the 3rd hour mark, just so you're aware. There's 30 minutes where you guys will be able to, well, you guys as well as anyone that's on panel will have the opportunity to do your best to make me laugh. Let's face it, I'm a cheap laugh too, so enjoy. Where are we? In either case, the story, Hamada, fearing for his life that was in danger according to reports, pulled out his department-issued gun and returned fire. But he missed and Howard managed to escape, and so the manhunt was on. The incident occurred on Tuesday evening. Howard turned himself in that Friday. But in the interim, questions around the incident started to emerge, and Howard's pleas of innocence caught on video only raised more. Neighborhood residents came forward saying they only heard one shot that day. The police chief, Murphy Paul's administration, opened an internal affairs investigation into the shooting. They found that Hamada's body camera and front dash cam had been off, a violation of policy. His rear dash cam had been turned on, but turned downwards so it didn't record any video, but it did capture audio, and the audio corroborated the residents' account. Only one gunshot had been fired that day. Ballistics confirmed that it came from Hamada's gun. Hamada was fired from the department after the investigation, not for the shooting, but for failing to tell his supervisor that his car crashed into Howard's during the stop. He ran the guy over and didn't tell anybody. Yeah, no. Hamada immediately appealed his termination with the Municipal Fire and Police Service Board and won. The board found that the department had violated his rights under the section of state law commonly referred to as Law Enforcement Officers' Bill of Rights. As part of the internal affairs investigation, he had undergone a polygraph test conducted by the Louisiana State Police on behalf of the police department. But Hamada's attorneys argued that the tests hadn't been recorded as required by law and that they hadn't been allowed in the room while it took place. As with the firing of Blaine Salamone after the Alton Sterling shooting, Paul would lose another high-ranked skirmish in this campaign to discipline his officers and change the culture at the BRPD. The department appealed the decision to reinstate Hamada, but instead of fighting it out in court, the two sides announced a settlement a few months later that allowed him to resign from the department. 6 months later, Salamone would strike the same deal. Both would be free to continue working in law enforcement elsewhere. But records acquired by Verite News and never seen before by the public show that the facts in the Civil Service Board's decision were more complicated and the internal affairs file that they were operating off was incomplete. The records from the internal affairs investigation conducted in the wake of Hamada's reinstatement show that the polygraph of the officer was in fact recorded and that Hamada had signed a release with state police before being questioned by the polygrapher. Abomination, they're not usually used in court. But police officers, I don't have an issue with police officers giving their own polygraphs. The documents show that Hamada made no request for his attorney to be present, and that he could have declined the exam, and that the state police's polygraphist said that all of the polygraph tests are done one-on-one. His attorney was in the building but not allowed into the room itself. Sergeant John Dorther, then Internal Affairs Supervisor and lead investigator into the case, was investigated by his own department for how he handled the matter. Who will police the police? Well, Internal Affairs will apparently police Internal Affairs. Dorther would later become an outspoken leader of a group opposed to Paul. Paul's investigation of one of his own investigations within Internal Affairs marked two central developments in the burgeoning civil war within the department. First, it pitted Paul's push for cultural change against the old guard's way of doing things, especially the belief that when it comes to discipline, the police protect their own. Second, it gave an early indication of just how unyielding the resistance within the department would become. Eugene Collins, who was president of the NAACP at Baton Rouge during most of Paul's tenure, said he thinks the new chief did not realise how deeply entrenched the corruption was within the department until the Hamada case. He described it as a wake-up call. Paul finally realised, Collins said, how much of a resistance he was going to encounter in his mission to make the department more accountable. What's with these names? Why not normal ones like Standing Bear, Buffalo Head, and Jones? When are we starting posting Aussie jokes? How many Aussies does it take to screw in a light bulb? Yeah, we investigated ourselves and found no wrongdoing. Exactly, Dwayne. Oh, I believe that is someone coming to say hello. Is that a munchkin or a lady overlord? That is a mummy. Okay, I can't turn the camera off, so if you don't want to be on, just stay there. Mm-hmm. Sorry about that. I'm the only one that can reach the top of the cupboard to get the wrapping paper and stuff. So, okay. Where did I get to? Resistance. Hamada said in an interview that he disagreed with Paul's decision to fire him, but declined to comment on the internal affairs investigation. The only thing I do know is that the internal affairs investigation was different than all my other ones. It was very aggressive from the beginning. Hamada said he only ever interacted with Paul during the administrative investigation into his case, and even supported some of his decisions early in his tenure. I didn't have a problem with him up until that point. You mean you didn't have a problem with him up until he investigated you for wrongdoing? I'm shocked. Where are we? I always figured Aussie was on the shorter side. No, I'm actually not bad. It's like 5'10", 5'11". I can't remember the last time I checked, but remember to support Psychedelic Doll X, thank you. Remember to support the Aussie. Like, subscribe, throw some super chats at him, consider becoming a member, maybe even grift some memberships, or also remember to mock the koala whenever you please. This is true. Gonna have to draw a Star Trek captain's uniform on you. Mandy, feel free. We know that I'm nerdy. I would actually be happy with that. Yeah, Dark Matter says, can confirm he's taller than me. Yeah. Look, the only person I'm really taller than is probably Attorney Tom at this point. Everyone else is ridiculously tall in LawTube. I don't know what I don't know what it is. Everyone's like huge, like height wise. Obviously, is what I'm talking. What is Ollie trying to do? As he looks into the camera? Oh, have I still got the? Okay, hang on. I know what that's about. Give me a second. There we go. I was doing some recording last night and I still had the eye contact thing on. Okay, where do we get to? Didn't have a problem with him up until that point, but he felt as though the case was a casualty in a bigger fight. It was caught in the political crossfire. None of us knew if he was genuine or if it was politics, he said about Paul and his decisions. The memories of her son's ordeal came flooding back to Tunisia Howard as she read the final 201-page internal affairs report of the investigation. She and Raheem had waited anxiously for weeks for the truth to come out and for the district attorney to decline to prosecute him. Once he was in the clear, they had to wait while he served time for an unrelated matter. In the end, he wasn't released from the parish prison until October 2, nearly 2 months after his encounter with Hamada. Over the years, there's been court dates for ongoing civil cases that her son filed in federal court against the department. In 2020, there was even a grand jury that considered and declined to impose felony charges against Hamada for the shooting. Not sure how I feel about that. Walt Davis is taller than Attorney Tom. The eye contact thing is so creepy, especially when you look at the side and it makes your eyes snap back and forth. Yeah, it's not something that I should be using while I'm actually looking at chat and things like that. See, when I'm actually just staring at the camera and all I'm doing is dipping down to read, it makes more sense that I'm just looking at the camera. But yeah, no, obviously when I'm turning my head and all that sort of stuff, it doesn't work. The grand jury also declined to charge Hamada in the 2017 fatal shooting of Jordan Frazier, who, like Howard, ran after Hamada pulled him over for a traffic stop. Police said Frazier had turned and pointed a gun at Hamada, who then shot him. That sounds eerily familiar. The coroner later determined that Frazier had been shot in the back. Police said that they had recovered a gun, but a witness who was in the car with Frazier said he never had one. The body camera program was not fully implemented in the department, so Hamada did not have one that night. Tunisia Howard has seen many records about her son's case, but the document she was reading now was staggering. Here you get to see how it actually worked, she said. The report showed how the initial investigation had allowed the officer who falsely accused him of shooting at him, an accusation that could have landed her son in prison for the rest of his life, to escape punishment. I'm 5'10" and Attorney Tom looks down on me, not physically, just morally. She was amazed by the brazenness of what she called a cover-up. Wow, I really do need to actually get that Schrader clip and put it in this. If I tried to explain it to someone else, I would think I was making it all up. You just can't believe that someone could be comfortable doing this. Howard's attorney, Ron Haley, said that the final internal affairs report confirmed his initial suspicions. We always suspected that there was a poison pill put in Hamada's disciplinary hearing. We just never knew where it came from, and now we do. Given the police department's reputation, Haley said he originally and wrongfully thought Paul had rigged the outcome. The poison pill was put in the case by the internal investigator himself. But Dorothea, who retired from the department about a year and a half ago, said the idea that he engineered the outcome of Hamada's case is laughable. Yeah, of course you don't want to get caught on that. Funny how body cams convict cops all the time. They have regret agreeing to wearing them now. The timeline just doesn't work, he said. He would have to have known that about the defense in months in advance to be able to manipulate the evidence, and that wasn't the case. That's not strictly true. If anything, he said the findings of his initial investigation were the reason why Hamada was fired. He said that a couple of weeks into the investigation, then Sergeant Myron Daniels asked him to dig further. I want you to do a homicide-level investigation. I want you to dig into this thing on the policy side. I'm calling bullshit. What cop is ever going to say, I want you to dig harder into another cop? I dove into this thing like never before, he said. I bought that drone out, I did shell casing ejection pattern tests, I did a live fire acoustic thing at the scene, and keep in mind back then I only had 45 days to complete an investigation, type it up, then turn it in. Ultimately, he said he was the one who found the violation that allowed for Hamada's termination. Hamada had not been truthful by failing to tell his supervisor that his car had bumped into Howard's car with minimal damage. But Dorothea said that despite the evidence, Paul insisted on a polygraph. Dorothy said he and Daniels, not typical allies, both protested the idea. A polygraph would complicate the case, and the department didn't have the experience with them, he said. Ultimately, the issues regarding the polygraph would lead to Hamada's reinstatement and the investigation into how the original inquiry was handled. That was the report that Tunisia Howard held in her hand. Flipping through the document, she compared it to peering into an X-ray image of a cover-up. She and her son felt betrayed by the system. They didn't know what they were trying to accomplish. They gave him his job back. They gave him a chance to resign. Instead of holding him to account, she said, investigators commiserated with him. I was very disappointed with the Internal Affairs Division. If it was me who did that, they would have put handcuffs on me. No shit, you think? The seeds for the strategy behind the Hamada reversal are found in an earlier court ruling in Miller v. Gonzalez. The case involved a police officer in Ascension Parish accused of a domestic incident involving his wife and her father. He was disciplined for violating 10 of the department's policies and fired. I just realised that the chat isn't actually up on the screen. Sorry, peeps. The officer appealed the case in the 23rd Judicial Court and won. The court found that the discipline violated two key aspects of what's known as the Law Enforcement Officer's Bill of Rights. All interrogations were not recorded in full. The law enforcement officer was not allowed the assistance of counsel during an interrogation. To be fair, both of those should be appropriate. It does sound a bit like a movie, doesn't it? Wasabi butthole. But the investigation found that Hamada's attorney, Tommy Dewey, had at some point told Dorothea that he was going to use Miller and Gonzalez's precedent in the defense of Hamada. Dewey did not respond to requests for comment on the story. Later, according to the documents, Dorothea approached Daniels with a copy of Miller and Gonzalez and said that they hadn't recorded the polygraph and he thought that Hamada had a good case. He went on to sign an affidavit for Hamada's attorney, saying that the file that Dewey received when he requested the investigation only included a one-page report of the polygraph. So they manipulated the file, the internal affairs of the file. Dewey used that affidavit to help him make his successful case in front of the board. But according to the investigation, Hamada signed a waiver acknowledging that he was within his rights to stop the polygraph for any reason, including the lack of counsel. His attorney, who was there on the day, could have brought the proceedings to a halt since the polygraphist said that in his presence he could skew the results, but neither objected to the polygraph. Tanisha Howard said he can only draw one conclusion from Hamada's disciplinary case as it was handled. Internal Affairs and Hamada's attorney engineered the desired outcome from the get-go. She doesn't think there are any coincidences. She believed that they looked at the standard for the Miller and Gonzalez decision and made sure they got that outcome. He had to make it fit. It's like a puzzle piece, the piece that fits in there, but it's them taking the wrong piece and making it fit. Where are we? I'm not going to read through the whole of this. One thing that still baffles her is why Paul didn't run to the microphones and expose the cover-up when he found out. It's too many lies, too many cover-ups that should have been exposed. Why sweep it under the rug? But she did appreciate that Paul was aggressive in trying to get to the bottom of what happened in the Hamada case when he realized something was wrong. I give Paul credit. I can't take that away from him. He could have taken their word and he didn't, and he took the initiative and exposed it. This is just... who's that? That's Raheem Howard's attorney, Ron Haley. Okay. This one's pretty disturbing when you think about it, particularly given that the cop already had a 2017 instance of shooting somebody in the back and then stating, oh no, he was coming towards me with a gun. But that's, honestly, it's quite disgusting. But anyway, we really need to get this back on track because I do feel like we've lost a little bit of the steam. That was a very long article. Where are we? LAPD football team faces disturbing sex abuse claims and a beer can attack according to a lawsuit. The Los Angeles Police Department is investigating claims that members of its football team sexually assaulted and hazed a rookie in 2009. An unidentified LAPD detective filed a lawsuit against the city on October 16, claiming that when he was a rookie in February of 2009, he was subjected to hazing and sexual assault in a locker room after football practice. The detective first reported the allegations to the commissioner inspector in March of this year, which was followed by the lawsuit this month. I'm not sure how I feel about them waiting so damn long. This is the same issue. Like, I don't know why you wait. What is it? 2009, so 16 odd years, I think? The detective first reported the allegations. All employees are expected to uphold the same standards of conduct off duty as on duty, said LAPD Chief Michael Moore in a statement this week, saying that the investigation was launched when the department first learned of the allegations. Should the investigation reveal any truth, those responsible will be held accountable. The LAPD Centurions football team is part of the department's athletic program and typically plays against other law enforcement departments. The detective who filed the suit explained that he had joined the team in 2009 after a supervisor advised that it was a good avenue to excel in the force. The lawsuit argues that in 2009, as the detective walked off the field for his first all-weekend practice, teammates allegedly yelled at the rookies to assemble in the locker room. A group of 10 to 15 rookies gathered in the room, where they were called one by one into another area and subjected to hazing, according to the Los Angeles Daily News. The detective claimed that he faced at least 30 officers who ordered him to strip and then hurled insults and liquids at him. The officers reportedly demanded that the detective show them his genitals, and one Centurion teammate allegedly shoved an object into the man's backside. The object was likely a water bottle or a beer bottle, the detective alleged in the suit. He also allegedly was ordered to climb inside a trash bin filled with ice water as the cops hurled insults at his body. "You're one of us now," one intervening officer told the detective as he was pulled away from a crowd of cops. LA, what did they do? Misgender him? Two former Memphis police officers have asked to be dismissed from a $550 million lawsuit in Tyre Nichols' death. Preston Hempel and Dwayne Smith have not been charged, but Hempel was fired and Smith has been allowed to retire before he could be fired. Two former Memphis police officers have been named in a $550 million lawsuit against the city of Memphis over the death of Tyre Nichols and are asking to be dismissed from the suit. Attorneys representing Preston Hempel and Dwayne Smith filed the motion on October 16. The two have not been charged, but one was fired and the other one retired before he could be fired. The new motion claims in the lawsuit failed to state a cause of action against them in their individual capacities, and that the two are immune from a lawsuit under the Tennessee Governmental Tort Act. Qualified immunity. What's going on? The audio's dropping. Well, it shouldn't be. I mean, it's showing that it's going out perfectly fine on my end. Where are we? LHC10, that seems like a new name. Hello, how you doing? Let me have a look, see if there's anything going on the microphone end of... I haven't got anything set on there, so it should be fine. Unless I've got... I don't think I've got any filters on, do I? Audio's fine to you guys? Okay. It's when you get quieter. Oh, that could just be because of how I talk. Unfortunately. Sometimes I mumble. I shall work on enunciating better. Where are we? The new motion claims that the lawsuit failed to state a cause of action against them and that they have qualified immunity. The officers' attorneys claim that the officers' attorneys claim that means that no claim can be brought against them for negligent acts or omissions committed by them within the scope of their employment, basically claiming that the officers as individuals are immune from negligence lawsuits for acts in their capacity as governmental employees. Oh, piss off. All I'm doing is trying to open up the chat again. The motion also claims the filing made by Nichols' mother, Rovaughn Wells, acting as administrator of the estate, has no standing and can only be brought by Nichols' child, and that Wells failed to specifically name the child as the sole beneficiary of the complaint. It will be up to the court whether or not the case gets entirely thrown out, or if the child is allowed to be subbed in. But if it follows Tennessee law like it's supposed to, the motion may have some merit, said Claiborne Ferguson, a Memphis attorney. Ferguson says that while this could provide a roadblock for those representing the Nichols family, there are still a few routes that could be taken to move forward. Substituting the child in at this time, if that is the proper plaintiff, would seem to be the proper remedy in this case, says Ferguson. At the end of the day, whether you call it a civil rights case or a police brutality case, you're looking at who the survivors of the case are and who are entitled to compensation. Yes, I do mumble. I know this. Hey, my mumbling is nowhere near as bad as Biden's mumbling, thank you. If the case is dismissed, Ferguson says the correct party will have to refile the case by January 7, 2024, when the statute of limitations runs out. This all comes after a motion by the city of Memphis to try to stop the lawsuit, claiming that Nichols' death was a result of actions by 5 rogue officers, and that the city as a whole did not have a hand in his death. Attorneys for the Nichols family responded to that motion, saying that the liability here extends beyond those officers, through the ranks and up to the city of Memphis itself. The city of Memphis tolerated the unlawful and unconstitutional conduct of the Scorpion unit with the deliberate indifference to their known misconduct. The $550 million lawsuit filed by Nichols' mother blames officers for his death and accuses the police chief of turning a blind eye to Memphis PD's Scorpion unit's aggressive style of policing even before Nichols' assault. The 5 former Memphis police officers are charged with second-degree murder in connection with his death, and they are Emmett Martin III, Demetrius Haley, Justin Smith, Desmond Mills Jr., and Tadarius Bean. They've pled not guilty to criminal charges, including second-degree murder in the January 7 beating of Nichols after a traffic stop that was caught on video and his death 3 days later. Nichols died of the blows to his head, and the manner of death was ruled as homicide, according to the autopsy report released on May 4. 3 Memphis Fire Department emergency medical technicians who were fired for failing to render aid to Nichols as he struggled with his injuries are also defendants in the lawsuit. In July, the US Department of Justice announced it's launching a civil rights pattern or practice investigation into the Memphis Police Department. That's the motion to dismiss. How long is it? 13 pages. The plaintiff lacks proper capacity or standing to bring the action and may only be brought by the minor child, the sole party of interest. That one's weird to me. We don't have, what do you call it? A limitation. It's the next of kin can bring it. So if they don't have a child, it passes to the parents. It's interesting that you would limit it like that. But anyway. The plaintiff's complaint fails to state a claim under the 14th Amendment. They're immune from suit under the Tennessee Governmental Tort Liability Act. Oh, okay. So 13 pages was just BS, given that there's like 2 pages worth of actual... The defendants specifically incorporate by reference as if fully stated herein. Those arguments are also applicable to them as set forth in the defendant's City of Memphis's motion to dismiss and the memorandum of support filed in this case, including the arguments regarding official capacity claims against Dwayne Smith and the state law claims for intentional or negligent infliction of emotional distress and fraudulent misrepresentation. Okay, that's the other motion to dismiss. That's where that's come from. Okay. This to me is some bullshit. I mean, we all saw the footage. Oh, hang on, there's video of this, isn't there? Hang on. My bad, I forgot.
Well, tonight there's new developments in the ongoing legal saga tied to the Tyree Nichols case. The 29-year-old died in January, days after several now ex-Memphis police officers beat him.
I'm really hoping they're not going to show the footage because it was nasty. I do remember going over this at the time.
Repeatedly following a traffic stop.
Well, now 2 of the former officers named in the $550 million civil lawsuit against the city of Memphis, well, they're asking to be dismissed from that suit, claiming they have immunity. Now, the city already filed a motion to dismiss this lawsuit, but how does this new case impact the motion? Stephen Reels explains.
Thank you, Rudy and Pepper. That's for the courts to decide now.
Oh, my God.
Claiborne Ferguson, an attorney with 2 decades of experience in Memphis, believes this motion could derail the civil suit. Attorneys representing Dwayne Smith and Preston Hemphill, seen here, filed the new motion.
Wait. Oh, that's
MPD
Preston
fired
Hemphill. I was going to say, there's no way that guy's name's Dwayne. That's Preston Hemphill. He looks like a Preston. Yeah, that's not okay.
Hemphill for his involvement in the traffic stop, which led to Nichols' beating and eventual death. The city's legal officer said Smith retired before he would have been fired from MPD. The motion claims both
yes, Ambic, and I make no qualms about it.
Negligence lawsuits because they were acting as government employees. The legal filing also...
This is some bullshit. Like, qualified immunity really needs to be burnt. Like...
claims Nichols' mother, Rovon Wells, didn't have the ability under Tennessee law to file the civil suit in the first place. Instead, it claims that it had to be filed by Nichols' next of kin, his young son.
It's going to be up to the
he
court
does
whether
have
or
a
not
son.
The case gets entirely thrown
Wait,
out.
so hang on. So why would they have filed it on behalf of the mother then? I mean, it should be filed by the kid's guardian. The fuck? Okay, they've screwed that up.
Or if the court allows the child to sub in, but if it follows Tennessee law like it's supposed to, it does seem like the motion may have some merit.
Now, if this case is dismissed, Ferguson says Rovon Wells can still file a case until January 7th, 2024, when the statute of limitations runs out.
So there you go. All right, moving on. So let's move on to the ATF, who apparently trafficked guns to Mexico. A former investigator for the U.S. Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives is accused of smuggling guns into Mexico. Smuggling guns into Mexico while employed by the agency in 2017, according to a letter sent to the ATF's head this week by US Senator Charles Grassley. I have no idea who the hell wrote this. Like, typo. Anyway, Jose Luis Menendez. I keep thinking Menzies, but I know that's not right. Menendez, a Mexican national who worked as an investigator for the ATF at the US consulate in Tijuana, admitted to buying firearm parts online and at a California gun store and trafficked them to Mexico for profit in 2017. According to the letter and an ATF memo from the time obtained by Reuters, the case has not been previously reported. The trafficking of the US weapons across the border is a top diplomatic issue in Mexico. Mexican officials accuse their American counterparts of not doing enough to stanch the illegal flow of these guns, which they say help arm drug cartels and contribute to the country's high homicide rate. So America's blaming Mexico for drugs coming in, and Mexico's blaming America for guns going in. Interesting. If these protected disclosures are true and accurate, they illustrate a failure by the ATF to hold its employees accountable for criminal conduct. Grassley's letter also raised questions about how much information US officials told their Mexican counterparts about the allegations of gun smuggling by the ATF employee, a point that could stoke tensions between the two countries. A senior Mexican Mexican diplomatic official called for an investigation. We will demand to get to the bottom of this in order to bring those responsible to justice, and that this type of action never happens again. Yeah, good fucking luck with that. This was what? The letter went out earlier this week. I guarantee it's probably already happened yesterday or the day before. Never happening again, my ass. The ATF confirmed that it received the letter and said the agency investigates such allegations and takes appropriate action, declining to discuss details of the case. A US government official said what's happened. A US government official said that's what's happened in this case. Oh, okay, there you go. Audio keeps fading out. You might want to switch off whatever you're using to control audio and use your streaming software directly for audio management. I already am, Psycho. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't actually have anything on. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Oh, hang on, unless it's that bloody, hang on. There's one thing, because I think when I was fiddling around with the audio, what's it called? It's under Logitech, isn't it? G-Hub. Is G-Hub even open? Yes, G-Hub is open. Getting microphone. Custom presets. Maybe I'll just turn it off altogether. I mean, if I turn it off altogether, theoretically, it sounds terrible. I mean, I can't hear myself, and I don't really plan on, so. It's definitely squirrely. Sounds like a sound gate when it's filtering stuff out that's too soft. Robot every now and then. Okay. Have a sound gate on to switch it off. Well, no, I don't. I don't have a sound gate turned on. That's the thing. Sounds better now? Okay. Alright, well. Fingers crossed that, we'll give that a go, then. Okay. I might just drop that down slightly, though, because that seems to be going into the red. Okay. The embassy found out about suspicious activity, revoked compound access within a day, did an investigation, and fired him within a month. It's terrible that it happened, but this is exactly how it's supposed to work, said the officials. The US government has no tolerance for this sort of behavior. An internal investigation into Menendez began when a firearms part vendor called the US consulate in Tijuana to report suspicious purchases, according to the letter. The tip led US officials to interrogate him, who admitted to buying the parts in the US, smuggling them into Mexico, and handing them off to his brother, a Mexican police officer and a former Mexican soldier, according to the ATF memo. Just when you mumble, I don't know what everyone else is. Oh, yeah. I don't know why it's a problem now. Back when I was using StreamYard, I had all of that on. So I don't know how it's like been an issue now. Like the settings that were on are literally the same settings that I've had for the last 2 months. Why do they have to be Mexican? Because it's Mexico. ATF agents from the San Diego office then searched a post office box that he used for his purchases. They found an assault-style rifle they found assault-style rifle parts and high-capacity magazines. He used a vehicle with diplomatic plates to avoid being searched at the border while smuggling the firearms, according to the letter. In total, he had bought enough parts to assemble 8 AR-15 rifles. He was placed on administrative leave and then terminated in April 2017. In Grassley's letter, he accused the agency of treating the allegations of gun smuggling like an administrative matter and questioned whether the ATF investigated possible links between him and his associates and the Mexican cartels. Ozzy has extremely loyal viewers who are very keen on tiny changes. Well, StreamYard seems to like your settings. Whatever you're using now seems to be more temperamental. Okay. Think baby Ozzy's sabotaging Ozzy's hardware until she gets cupcakes. Abomination has busted hearing, so I can't tell the difference. Well, I don't know. Okay, the ATF memo is a detailed summary of Menendez's case prepared by the top ATF officials in Mexico at the time and addressed to the then heads of Mexico's specialized unit to investigate cases of terrorism and arms trafficking. But it's unclear whether the memo was ever sent. On May 9, 2017, the ATF officials sent an email to the top State Department official in Mexico stating that the ATF will not make any notifications to GOM, the government of Mexico. Neither the ATF nor the Mexican government responded to questions about whether US officials later informed Mexico about the case. Reuters was not able to contact the defendant. ATF's activities in Mexico have sparked controversy in the past. From 2009 to 2011, a one-secret ATF scheme known as Fast and Furious set out to thwart US-Mexico gun smuggling by allowing people to illegally buy arms in the United States and take them to Mexico so the weapons could be tracked and lead law enforcement officials to drug cartel leaders. But some of the weapons were later blamed for murders in Mexico and set off bitter cross-border recriminations over the gun-running scandal, which continues to reverberate in Mexico's politics over a decade later. Hey, MLS. Tried closed captions, but Aussie's accent says it makes it say foreign all the time. That's a bit funny. Ashley Casey gifting a membership. Thank you. Appreciate that. Bring that up. Gifted 1 Aussie Overlaw'd membership. Thank you. Which went to Esprit Fleck. Congratulations. Alright. Moving on. Trust has been broken. The Californian DOJ demands Vallejo police reforms, citing major rights violations. Californian Attorney General Robert Bonta is demanding major reforms to the beleaguered Vallejo Police Department, which has been subject to intense criticism in recent years over its high rates of police killings and very slow, sometimes incomplete investigations of those incidents. The Department of Justice on Monday filed a consent decree which lays out the court-ordered police reforms for the city, which must be implemented over the next 5 years. At its core, this new agreement is about building and strengthening trust between the police department and the community that it serves, Bonta said at a press conference on Monday. It's about correcting injustices and enhancing the public safety for all the people. The consent decree comes more than 3 years after the state DOJ initiated a collaborative effort with the city to review and reform policing practices. But what the fuck does that matter if the cops are going to be so entrenched in protecting their own asses that they cover up, that they make a joke out of internal affairs investigations? Is it similar to what the FBI did with the Whitmore kidnapping defendants, except there they charged them? Oh yeah, I totally trust the fuzz. What the fuck is Streamlabs trying to say? Streamlabs was posting my stream goals. Vallejo. Stream goals, people. So each stream, I'm aiming for 100 likes because, let's face it, there are 73 people watching. Not everybody watches. People come and go. So theoretically, it should be quite possible for each of my streams to get to the 100 like mark. I'd very much appreciate it if you would. In terms of the goals, $100 sends us into Rumble Overtime, which means we talk about the stuff that I can't necessarily discuss on YouTube. If we get to 300, it's a double punishment shit. I thought I changed that. Fuck! $300 gets us a double punishment shot. One of whiskey, one of absinthe. And the aggregate chat reward is the on-stream makeup provided by Little Lady Overlaw'd. Yeah, we're nowhere near that, guys. We're like 10% of the way to that, so... But enjoy! Anyway. Moving le fuck on. Leave it as is. Double punishment shit. Well, I suppose, look, after taking a shot of absinthe and whiskey, there's a good chance it's going to be a punishment shit anyway. Where are we? The decree comes out more than 3 years after the reform. The then Attorney General, Xavier Becerra, announced the action in June 2020, just days after the high-profile police killing of Sean Monterosa. As part of its contract with the state, the city agreed to implement 45 reforms of the department. But when the agreement expired in June 23, fewer than half of the recommendations had actually gone into effect. The stipulated agreement that the office filed in Salerno Superior Court on Monday requires an independent auditor to monitor the progress on the outstanding reforms under the supervision of the court, while also mandating additional changes to its police department. As part of that agreement, the department must address and rectify a slew of alleged shortcomings, including racial disparities in its policing practices, how it trains its officers on de-escalation techniques and unlawful use of force, and the manner in which it engages with the community. The decree also requires that the city change the process of how it handles civilian complaints. I mean, stop being a goth chick. I've had that same bottle of absinthe on my shelf since 3 months into my streaming. So that's not about me being a goth chick. That was just me finding the most ridiculously disgusting thing that I could find. I can't do the flavor because I don't like licorice and I don't like aniseed. So cops bitched and moaned that they didn't have enough money. Yeah. You need to read your stream goals occasionally to remind people how they can torture you if they throw money at you. Well, don't forget, people, as I mentioned earlier, Source Saturday is coming up. We're going to move through the tiers of fears for every $100 aggregate. You guys in chat will get to vote. Do we move up in the tier of fears, or am I forced to take a shot? So far on the tier of fears, oyster sauce, wasabi, extra hot chili sauce. And each one of those will be a spoonful during my half hour of torture. Well, you guys get to make me laugh, and for each and every time I laugh out loud, I'm taking a spoonful of whatever level of tier of fear we're at. So, cannot see the absinthe on the shelf? Yeah, no, I'm well aware. I'm just randomly pointing because I can. I'm a goth chick and drink Jägermeister and Manischewitz, no absinthe. I have standards. Oh, well, there you go. What's wrong with oyster sauce? Screw that, I use it as a condiment. I don't like the flavor. It's a punishment for me. Between 2010 and 2020, the police officers killed 19 people, the second highest rate amongst America's 100 largest police forces. The state DOJ is additionally expected to file a lawsuit in the Superior Court alleging that the police officers have routinely violated the constitutional rights of the citizens that they're sworn to protect. So that sucks. You don't like licorice? How dare you? It's gross to me. I also can't... Okay, so things that I cannot eat. Oysters. Eggs. Licorice. Mushrooms. I'm just not a fan. Alright. Police group says Jersey City's lawsuit over off-duty marijuana use by officers is a waste of taxpayer dollars. The New Jersey Fraternal Order of Police is lashing out against a newly filed lawsuit by Jersey City officials that seeks to undo a state policy that generally allows police officers to use pot while off duty, calling the legal challenge an unfortunate waste of taxpayer dollars. Jersey City and its public safety director, James Shea, sued the state in federal court on Monday, arguing that the policy released by the state attorney general's office in February is preempted by federal law. The lawsuit, the fraternal organization said in a press release, risks undermining what is otherwise clear guidance from state officials. The law of the state of New Jersey and the guidance of the Office of the Attorney General clearly provides that officers may use cannabis while off duty, but are prohibited from being under the influence of cannabis while engaged in performing their duties, it says. The members of the New Jersey State Lodge of the Fraternal Order of Police abide by the law and will continue to do so. Jersey City's attempt to muddy these clear directives through frivolous litigation is an unfortunate waste of taxpayer money. You need to do fight milk for certain goals. We need to see you puke on stream. Look, I thought about fight milk, but it's the same thing. And look, And again, we're going back to the fact that we as YouTubers do get the odd bit of hate mail. I have in the past been accused of, like, copying other YouTubers or hanging off people or basically just ripping things off. And it's like, well, you know, it's not like I can do dog cam because Jeff's pretty well got that under wraps. Fight milk, that's really Cody's thing. I mean, more power to him because that is freaking amazing. Between that and Naked Snake, he has got that down pat. No one wants to see my sad-ass man titties on stream, so... it's a very confusing suit. It costs some money because they smoke weed off the clock. Yes, John, that's basically it. Bogan cam. Do feet cam? No one wants to see that. Ugh. Find your own grift, just try stuff. I'm still trying to come up with ideas. And if anyone has any thoughts, feel free to hit me up on Twitter, on Discord. Hell, even throw a comment into the chat. Well, actually, no. Throw a comment on the video because I read those more than I do the chat. Or I remember them anyway. Brainstorm goals. We can think of something here. Well, emu milk. Ew. Ghoster saying, stop trying to change things. Yes, but Ghoster, here's the problem. The loyal fans, and I hope... Okay, you know what? No, I'm doing this big. My loyal fans, I'm talking specifically to you. There are 83 of you watching. I would say roughly 50 to 60 of you are here every single day. To my loyal fans, please understand I'm not changing things to piss you off. I'm changing things to grow the channel and to make it more viable. I said a few days ago that at some point, if things don't pick up, I'm going to have to start dialing back my streams. That's the long and the short of it. I'm probably going to have to give it until probably after Christmas, and then I'll seriously have to consider what the options are. So please know, I am not trying to change things to piss people off. I'm trying to change things to encourage more people to try and slot better into the YouTube algorithm, to try and just make it so that we can continue doing this and have fun. At some point, I would love for this to be my full-time job. I really would. I'm nowhere near it. Especially because YouTube seems to keep fucking me over as well. I'm loyal as long as you don't test my loyalty. I ain't gonna do shit about testing people's loyalty. The only people that do that are fuckwits. The rule is if you have pets, you can get a pet cam. Yeah, but what am I gonna do? My cat just lays there. And the dog, well, I'm not supposed to have her inside, so... Still have the Christmas emu drawing I made for you last year. Aw. Said it on Discord, I appreciate the effort you're putting in. I know even simply looking for things can be a stupid amount of effort. Yeah, and, like, even just, like, trying to amend and change things and make things more interesting, put out regular content, because I know that my channel focuses very heavily on the live streaming aspect of things. And I get that YouTube doesn't like that. They don't like to push things out like that. So I'm trying to put additional things out there. I did a video last night about why I do not give a shit about Lisa Wilkinson and her legal woes. I'm just waiting for my editor to get through adding some finishing touches to that. I'm going to upload that. I think I'm starting to make my way through the whole paralysis. I think that I'm actually coming up with ideas that I want to throw at. Can you take us to see Aussie animals, wombats, hint hint? Vice's dogs just lay there too and lick each other's ears. Same thing. Get a kangaroo cam. I was thinking about having like koala cam or kangaroo cam or something like that. Just because, you know, it's a fucking rip-off, but it is what it is. You know what the irony is? The only streams that I could find that were live of koalas were from like the San Diego Zoo, which I thought was hilarious. Think you overthink it all? Actually, I overthink everything. And I've said that multiple times. I overthink to the point where I freeze with indecision. And it's something that I really need to work on. What happened to a walkabout? Dazza, I have a 5-year-old. When do you think I'd be able to take time off to go for a walkabout? Are you kidding me? Get an elephant. Bachelor reviews or some BS. Well, see, back when I was doing, like... Because I went through a period where I tried doing, like, reality TV reviews and things like that. And someone told me to shut the fuck up because it was clickbait. And I'm just like, okay, well, this isn't really something I'm interested in anyway. So why am I really bothering if people don't actually like it? Looks up at my last text. What? Did I miss something there? Esprit Flex? Sorry, hang on. I may have missed it. I'll go back at some point. Can't tell you how much I don't think about that shit. Yeah, no, and see that's the trouble. That's the trouble, MLS, because I'm well aware that some people this comes naturally to them. I watched 90 Day Fiancé. Shows me shit not to do. Get a fish tank with some fish. Go stream with LC. At some point, I'm going to have Lincoln Kane on, and yes, not everyone will like everything you do, just do things you actually like doing. And that's basically what it boils down to, Mustang, is that I have to work out what I find enjoyable. Because when I do these streams, when I'm the one that is in the driver's seat and the one that's doing things, not for other people, but for myself, that's when I enjoy it, that's when the passion comes through, and that's when I'm actually able to have fun with things. But the trouble is, I myself have imposter syndrome. I don't know what the fuck I like, because who the hell has time to work that out? Not interested in reality TV, never have been. Gets really decent views through, there's infinite content to comment on. True. Alright, anyway. Like the Aussie news stories? Yes, half Irish, and if we had interesting Aussie news stories, I would happily cover them. The entire news cycle for the last 3 weeks has been The Voice this, racism that, Indigenous people go silent for a week. Like, it's all been, like, one major thing. And if it's not that, then it's been the stuff about Lisa Wilkinson. It's been the stuff about Lehrman and the defamation trial against Channel 10, which I have next to no interest in. Hence the title of the video. Why I do not give a shit. That's why I like the weekend stream besides the football. You're generally having fun and wake up even if it's super early for me. Cheers. Aussie's already utilising his formula for success and he doesn't know it. Show me the success! Literally, I sit and I watch and I look at the analytics and I watch the subscriber count go backwards! Show me the success, Ghostery! Show me the success! I fucking hate YouTube sometimes. I put out a post asking if people could just sub up so that I could work out what the fuck is going on with the analytics. It jumped up to 77, and then it slowly started creeping back down again, and now I'm down to like 67. And it's like, Don't ever forget the misses. Oh no, of course, I don't forget the misses. Dress us down again, do an Aussie rant. 31k subscribers is success. The trouble is, Ghostery, those figures don't make sense. And I don't treat it as if it is a 31,000 channel. Because to me, it's not. When I look at other channels that have less than half, or even a fraction, like 1/30th of viewers, but they're pulling in 100, 200, 300 viewers on a stream, that kills me. Trying to understand YouTube's like trying to understand women. Yeah, but scarily enough, actually, I do actually have some modicum of success there. I mean, I do have a daughter, so I had to get somewhere with ladies. Don't always see your streams. I see you at 10 minutes. I'll see you at the last 10 minutes of the stream. I don't know why, but you're always on the 3rd or 4th page of my sub list when you're live. Answer me why YouTube flooded me with all the notifications for your shorts. Jason, if I knew that, I would be telling everybody what happened, because at least then everybody would be getting the notifications. Because I did see that. I saw you mention that all of a sudden you were getting notifications for all of my shorts. So, you're at 88. That's not bad still. No, I agree. And thank you to the 88 of you watching on YouTube. And hang on, I can't actually see. Where is it on? There's 26 of you watching on Rumble. Thank you very much for that. Jonathan, g'day to you too. YouTube's been throttling down all channels lately. My best guess, schedule the stream an hour or 2 in advance. Okay, Trenton. I get that. Main problem that I have. That's like 5 a.m. for me. You have suppressed shorts? Okay. There's any number of things that I can try. And that was the whole point of me going big here, was to say to you guys, to my loyal viewers, the ones that watch me daily, the ones that matter and that, like, I mean, hell, half of you guys helped me get to America, and I cannot thank you enough for that. By the way, I'm still aiming to go next year. We will see what happens. But to those of you, my loyal viewers, just please know that as I'm trying to change things, as I'm trying to make the content more viewer-friendly, to get into the algorithm to start drawing in more viewers, I'm not trying to piss you off. That's all I'm trying to say. It's purely just that I'm paranoid. I'm any number of other, like, pedantic words that you can use for someone. And I just want to make this work. I really do. Come to Canada. Just kidding. Don't. Really think the time difference is the biggest killer. Love watching, but it's an odd time for me when you're on. This is true. The premiering soon notifications have been helpful. Okay. I mean, my other alternative is to go back to late night streaming for me, which is first thing in the morning for you guys, and then leading into Vice's as he does his shows. I start at like 10 p.m. my time, finish at midnight. He starts his show at 10 p.m. his time. But that means that I'm starting at like 6 or 7 a.m. Eastern. You can't tell me that you guys are going to enjoy that or that it's going to be an appropriate time schedule. I mean, don't get me wrong, I didn't mind it because, hell, I was able to do drinking streams in the middle of the week because I would sleep it off. As a Canadian, why would he? Just find your happy zone. When you're happy, we enjoy it. You can ask to have me on as eye candy. I don't actually talk much. Well, look, that's the other thing, and I do have to start having more people on. And that's sort of why I aimed to do the time slot that I did, was because it's a little bit easier to get people on in America at the 6 or 7 p.m. mark than it is at the 7, 8, or 9 a.m. mark. And whilst it does suck because, you know, we can't have Vices on, or, hell, even Andrew. Like, the time zone really sucks. I won't wake up for that, no offense. No, that's fine. As someone in California, the time will be 4 a.m. Yeah. So, an Australian call-in show? Yes, Mandy, there will be a call-in show. That will more than likely be on Locals, though, because the last thing I need is for someone to link and cane my channel. Willing to bet you like the Lingerie Football League? Yes, Abomination. Why do you think I enjoy the after-party shows so much? 6 a.m. Eastern misses 75% of the US. Yeah. So, the whole time zone thing really freaking sucks. It really, really does. Uncivil Law does midday streams. It hurts him greatly. Really? That sucks. That could be a thing. AAA, Ask Aussie Anything. Mandy, that is on the list. Hang on. You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to show you guys what I've got. Because I don't think there's anything in my Trello that is overly... anything in there that's overly out there. Okay, where are we? Here you go. So this is my board of all the things that I'm trying to do. Now the main thing that I was talking about is, you're absolutely right. I've literally got one called Aussie Answers. Oh, half Irish. Welcome back to Legal Intern, and thank you for becoming a member. I've got Legal Jargon, Legal Mythbusters, Legal Reality Check for bizarre lawsuits. Back in my day, just to talk about randomly weird news articles that I just want to actually talk about. Mocking a Murderer. At some point, I really want to get into that. Aussie Recommends, Aussie's Animals, random shit from Twitter. I got to get back to doing that. Holy shit, I think the wife's turned the heater on. And because my blood pressure is up, I'm feeling the heat. Stupid Headlines, people that I want to get on. I've got Lofty, Vices, Nate DeBruin, Camelot, Nick, Kaiser, Chandler's already been on. Expert, The Human Dog, Max at some point. Someone suggested a Cinnamon Toast Ken. I've still got to look into him. My piece about the Emu War is almost done, so I'm going to be putting that together as well. Finally figured how to set it up again. Hint, use a browser. Oh, well, there you go. Cases coming up. We've got the Brian Walsh trial. We've got the Bleefneck trial that I've actually got to finish. Richard Allen, the Delphi murders. That's starting in January that I think that I want to... Did you say Human Dog? Yes, I did say the Human Dog. That's Taco, the guy that has the $50,000 dog suit. Who apparently now just wants to find love. I reached out to him because I want to try and get him on the channel. I got things for Rumble exclusives, you know, on the Right to Die, a 7-Eleven axe attacker. things on cultural appropriation. Like, I have all sorts of ideas. It's just about finding the time to implement them. Cinnamon Toast would be great. He's a large channel who is now based in Australia. I have yet to actually look into him. You have to stream the Delphi trial. Here's the thing. Not Boone, what's the other one? Courtney Clenny. I'm hoping for a seat at the table on Nick's channel for that one. The Delphi trial, depending on who is streaming it, if I get the opportunity to, I'll do it myself. It's right in the middle of while I'm still on holidays from my office, so the late night streaming will not kill me too much. It will depend on how long it takes. Get in Andrew Tate's stream. He's Australian. I cannot stand Andrew Tate though. And you're still a practicing lawyer to boot? Yeah. Oh, because the practicing thing. Yeah, gotcha. Sorry, that took me a second, Mandy. Delphi isn't happening in January. The defense team has gone. Oh, that's right. Shit, I forgot. They moved it. Fuck. See, and this is the thing. And you've just got to try and find... what's appropriate. And the thing that really annoys me as well is that last year... Law and Crime, Court TV, they put out posts about what the upcoming trials were going to be, what the big ones were going to be that were going to be televised. And that really helps because you can sort of pick and choose what trials are coming up that you might want to think about covering. They haven't done anything similar recently, so it's basically trying to look at certain pieces of information. And even with a VPN, most of the American courts will not allow me access. Either because I don't have a PACER number or because... I fired up Discord because I like talking to Hayden and pals while they make fun of my Texas accent. Yeah, look, at some point I'm going to start... I need to actually start doing that as well, doing the Discord things. I want to do like an Aussie cinema thing because I saw now that there's been a... what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for here? An American ripoff of Bluey? I kind of want to watch that and see exactly what the go is there. Apparently it's like conservative based and it's about kids that are homeschooled and all that sort of stuff. I don't have any issues with that. I do have issues with the way that Mamma Mia phrased it as that it's, supposed to be about indoctrinating children into the right-wing conspiracy theories. And I'm just like, okay, at what point... Thought I heard today someone bought Law and Crime? Yes, they did. They were a company, I think it's Morgan & Morgan. I'm pretty sure they popped up during the body cam footage earlier. What was I going to say? Yeah, Mamma Mia said that it's, right-wing dogma and all that sort of stuff. But more to the point, they call Bluey left-wing. I'm just like, bitch, Bluey is apolitical. They don't push anything really like that. Yes, they're a little bit more liberal. They're a little bit towards the center. But I would not consider them left-wing. I really enjoy Bluey. Is it publicly traded? Damn good question. No idea. Haven't looked into it. I still got to look at the chat. I've got to get the Trello off my screen now because now I'm just looking at all the stuff that I haven't done, which again is just a really freaking annoying thing. Where are we? Oh, I still have. I had no intention of this turning into like a massive brainstorming bitch session, but here we are. Can Mighty Meat help you with the US-based tech stuff? Maybe. I haven't really wanted to bother him though. 8 p.m. Eastern for 2 hours is always going to be the sweet spot. And I get that. The trouble is that I'm pretty sure 8 p.m. Eastern will be 10 a.m. for me. And in the middle of the workday, that just doesn't work. Hang on. Excuse the typing. Time zone calc. EST... Yeah, so that would be starting in, 45 minutes? Wait, no. Melbourne... It's an 11 a.m. start for me. So, yeah, in the middle of my workday, I can't do it. Which is very frustrating. Need to do a stream playing Party Animals with Mighty and others? The Triple O Kid? Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on that, Trenton. I'm really interested in that case. I'm interested to see where that goes. So, Wow, we're almost at the 100 likes. Please, people, by all means, remember to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and all that other jazz. It goes in one ear and out the other. I literally need it written in front of me as to how I'm supposed to grift that. I've got to go back. The stream 2 days ago, the Psychedelic DX gave me that paragraph, and I have to copy and paste it. I have to print it out and put it on my freaking wall so that I can actually grift. Oh, it was Jelly Smack. That's what it was. Okay. Law and Crime was bought by Jelly Smack, people. Jelly Smack. Jelly Smack. Smacking the jelly. Okay, where are we? I do still have a couple of, what do you call it? Kind of want to see Jeff play Party Animals 2. His Dark Souls figures behind him, so I know he can play games. Yeah, he can. It's just a perspective thing. Glass half full, Hayden. You're at like 99 and 96 watching. You're doing okay. I appreciate that, Isabel. Oh, I got the 100 likes. Thank you. Thank you very much, people. Hugely appreciate it. All right, let's get back to this because I've spent way too long bitching and moaning, and I really didn't want to. I still want to finish up because we still have a cop that's been, that had a case brought against them for texting while driving and hitting somebody, and someone else was indicted in Fairfax. So I didn't even get through to the main stories either, the big ones. Shit. Okay, you know what? No, we gotta get back into this. Need someone to bitch slap you every time you fail to grift. Isn't that what you're for? Use Streamlabs to remind yourself to grift. Well, I mean, the whole point of Streamlabs was that it's supposed to be grifting for me. It just seems to suck. Okay. Denver to pay $557,000 to settle a case of a police officer who hit a pedestrian while texting and driving. The Denver City Council approved settlement payments on Monday worth a combined $557,000 to an Arapahoe County man and his wife, stemming from a 2019 incident in which a Denver police officer was texting and driving and struck him with her patrol vehicle. Eric Zmask-Mary and his wife Kimberly filed the lawsuit against the city, the Denver Police Department, and Officer Jamie Taft last year, centering around the events of September 7, 2019. In the lawsuit, attorneys for the couple say that he was on a crosswalk just after 11 a.m. that day when Taft made a left turn in the Denver Police Department SUV and hit him. The 51-year-old at the time suffered serious injuries, including fractures of 2 of his vertebrae, and required several surgeries after the collision. According to the complaint, an active bicyclist, hiker, and backpacker before he was hit, complications from the collision left him with potentially permanent injuries that have affected him both at work and caused him to scale back or stop those leisurely activities entirely, the lawsuit says. Taft was suspended by the Denver Police Department for 33 days in relation to the incident. Her initial punishment was a 38-day suspension, but it was reduced after she appealed, according to a settled agreement she signed with the Department of Safety. She also pled guilty to careless driving in relation to her hitting him, though 2 other charges in relation to the case were dismissed. Video of her body-worn camera shows she was typing on her cell phone when she turned and struck him. A police department investigation found that she drove in a careless and imprudent manner without due regard for a pedestrian lawfully within the roadway. Taft resigned from the department in May 22. Is it Taft or Taft? Didn't I say Apraho? I thought I said Apraho. Grift after you finish reading each article. But would that not piss people off? Like, I mean, if I grift after the end of each article, is that not going to be, like... Okay. The settlements approved on Monday were broken into 2 payments. The first, for $387,000, is going to Eric and is meant to settle his claims for negligence. The second, for $170,000, goes to his wife Kimberly, according to court documents. In the lawsuit, there is a specific claim for relief focused on her loss of companionship and household services from her husband. I call bullshit. Household services? I'm assuming she's saying she can't ride the D anymore. Which is funny, because after that atomic wedgie case that we saw, it's funny to see someone suing for loss of consortium. Grifting after each article sounds horrible. Just have a timer or something. 5-second alarm for grifting. Okay. So basically, he got run over because she was texting while driving. So $557,000 payout bought and paid for by the people. That's just lovely. No offense, love you ladies, but woman driver, is she Asian too? Whoa, just cause. Remember the infamous Aussie legal vices butt banning? The memories. This is true. after every other or third article. Well, maybe. Fairfax County police officer has been indicted for killing a man outside a mall. A special grand jury has indicted former Fairfax County police officer Wesley Shiflett for fatally shooting a 37-year-old outside Tyson's Corner Center Mall. After an earlier grand jury declined to file charges, Shiflett, then a 7-year veteran of the department, was indicted on felony charges for involuntary manslaughter and reckless discharge of a weapon, the Commonwealth's attorney Steve Descano announced on Thursday. Our nation's justice system has been historically stacked in favour of protecting powerful institutions and individuals, and it is no small feat that the grand jurors returned a true bill after reviewing this matter. They reached out to his attorney, but it was not immediately available for comment. On February 22, Shiflett and a fellow officer James Sadler chased Johnson into a wooded area outside the mall after receiving a call that Johnson had allegedly stolen a pair of sunglasses. A man's life was ended over a pair of sunglasses. Johnson was unarmed. Police said both officers were part of the Tyson Urban Team, a unit of Fairfax County Police Department that patrols the mall. Police in March released Shiflett's body-worn footage showing Shiflett running through the retail store inside the mall and eventually following Johnson outside through a parking garage and into a dark street. Shiflett runs after Johnson, and as they move into the wooded area, he yells for him to get onto the ground several times. 3 shots can then be heard in the video. Johnson, who is black, was struck once in the chest and later died at the area hospital. Family and friends described Johnson, a father of 2, as an avid, creative spirit and decried his killing as an execution. Shiflett was fired in March as the department's Major Crimes Bureau investigated the killing and presented evidence to Descano. Sadler, the other officer in the chase, was placed on modified restricted duty assignments, meaning he was not permitted to interact with the public. Fairfax County prosecutors pursued charges of involuntary manslaughter and reckless handling of a firearm. But in April, a grand jury decided that there was not enough evidence to move forward with the charges. They then requested a special grand jury probe into Shiflett's case, marking only the 3rd special grand jury that's ever been summoned in county history, and the 2nd by Descano. Clearly, this guy Descano is actually taking a crack at it. So, grifting every few articles sounds better. Some take a few minutes, others closer to 10, depending on the story and how much you have to say. This is very true. How much did the sunglasses cost? Find myself awake in Sweden while you're live. This is a treat that I've not had in some time. Oh, well, there you go. Entry required. Good to see you. Under Virginian law, special grand juries allow prosecutors to be present in the room to call witnesses and influence the information presented to the jurors. In a regular grand jury, the case is presented by investigating officers, who in many cases are police officers. After reviewing the evidence in this case, I believe that probable cause existed in Shiflett committed a crime and that the entirety of the evidence should be put to the jury of community members. Seeking justice blindly in cases involving officers improves public trust in the law enforcement agencies that serve and protect our communities. Failing to do so disgraces the role of the prosecutor and ruins the public's trust. A court date has been set for October 20. A criminal indictment is still an accusation and Shiflett must be found guilty. Indictments for the police officer for killings and other use of force incidents are rare in Fairfax County. Last year, a jury acquitted Tyler Timberlake, a white Fairfax County officer, of misdemeanor assault after body camera footage showed Timberlake placing his knee on Lamonta Gladney's back and tasing him in 2020. Gladney was hospitalized and later released. Gladney filed a civil rights suit against Timberlake, and the county reached a settlement in 2022, although the department did not admit any wrongdoing. In 2022, Fairfax police shot 6 people. So far in 2023, officers have shot 2 individuals according to county data. This is live streaming on Rumble but not Facebook? Yes, mainly because Facebook don't like me saying fuck. Alright, you know, I'm going to get to this, given that we're already at the 1 hour 21, I am going to get to the story that triggered all of this off. When I saw this morning, I'm like, yeah, okay, let's talk about this. I might be able to do a nice little segment. But no, the entire show turned out to revolve around police misconduct. Veteran New York Police Department officer who boasted about loving her job allegedly sold top-quality fentanyl and heroin, all while on duty, according to the feds. Smash. A female NYPD officer who boasted about how much she loved her job was busted this week for allegedly dealing large quantities of narcotics, including fentanyl, hit the like, and heroin, while on duty, and subscribe. Federal officers said, Grace Rose Baez was arrested along with Cesar Martinez of Yonkers and charged with conspiracy to distribute narcotics, maybe send a super chat if you want, and distribution of narcotics. I gotta stop doing that. U.S. Attorney of Southern District of New York, Damian Williams, said, Baez, 37, yeah, she kind of looks 37. I wouldn't have, if they said longer, I might have, I don't know. Whatever happened with the elementary school kid who shot his teacher? The mother was charged. I believe she got time served. Martinez allegedly tried to sell narcotics to federal informants between October 9 and October 29. Baez of the Bronx gave the informant the sample of what she said was top quality fentanyl in a Mentos candy container on Tuesday. She then told the informant she would sell them a kilo of heroin for $25,000 and 800 grams of fentanyl with pricing to be negotiated later based on the drug's purity. Baez, who's been a cop since 2012, allegedly had multiple meetings with the informant. She was working desk duty at the NYPD facility while arranging meetings and negotiating prices to sell kilogram quantities of narcotics. Baez met the criminal informant in Yonkers on Thursday and handed over packages containing suspected narcotics, including a kilogram and 400 grams of heroin and 640 grams of fentanyl labeled as 640 manzana. She was arrested the same day. After arresting Baez, officers went to the Yonkers home she shared with Martinez and found a package of suspected narcotics being thrown out of the apartment. Inside, they found a kilogram press machine as well as additional narcotics that Martinez had allegedly attempted to throw outside. So her partner got tipped off. She gets arrested and all of a sudden he's throwing shit out the window. Someone's called it in. There's a third party in that. Found the package being thrown out. Inside, they found a kilogram press machine as well as additional narcotics. Yep. The NYPD put her on modified duty in 2020 after she was accused of misconduct. She made $96,715 in 22, less than she made in the years prior because she worked less overtime on desk duty. She made less money dealing drugs because she had less time at work. She was suspended without pay after her arrest, and Martinez, 37, faces possibly dozens of years in prison. That just doesn't look appetizing, does it? Baez wrote about being a cop in an Instagram post in 2020. I will never apologize for picking the career that I love to do, she said. There's always a bad one or two in the bunch, but that's not me. Williams said Baez flagrantly violated her oath of office by pushing poison, including fentanyl and heroin, which are driving the nation's deadly opioid crisis and have been responsible for thousands of tragic deaths in the city and around the nation. Police Commissioner Edward Cabin said if guilty, Baez tarnished the shield that she wore. These charges are extremely troubling because there is no place for corruption in the NYPD. Well, clearly there is. And especially in Vegas, where a masked police officer has robbed 3 casinos of $164,000 and was identified because of the way that he walks. The mysterious man pulled up outside the Red Rock Resort and Casino in a pickup truck covered with trash bags. Wearing dark clothing, black latex gloves, and a mask over his face, he walked up to the cashier's cage and demanded money, his hand tucked into his pocket as if he was concealing a weapon. It was shortly before 4 a.m. on November 12, 2021. The cashier was terrified that he'd begin shooting, so she handed him almost $74,000 in cash. The robber stuffed the money, mostly hundreds and twenties, into a bag hidden in his jacket and left. Nobody got a good look at his face, but when authorities reviewed the security footage, they noticed he had an unusual gait, appearing to kick out his left foot as he walked. It turned out to be a key clue, because as another officer was walking towards the evidence locker, he too had a strange gait. The robbery, detailed in federal court documents, was the first of a trio of brazen casino heists over the next 3 months, totaling $164,000, and ending with the arrest and conviction of Caleb Rogers, who turned out to be an officer with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. A judge this week sentenced Rogers, 33, to 12 years in federal prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release. Evidence in the case revealed that in the third robbery, Rogers brandished his service firearm and threatened to shoot casino and security employees. If you're a cop, don't use your service-issued weapon in the commission of a crime. This is not legal advice, it is common sense. She actually made more money. It wasn't taxed by the city, state, and federal. This is true. Charging documents show that on January 6, 2022, Rogers pulled off a secondary robbery at the Aliante Casino and Hotel in North Las Vegas. This time, he arrived at the resort at 4:30 a.m. in a white Volkswagen and parked in a handicap spot near the entrance. He again wore a mask and gloves and approached the cashier with his hand in his pockets and demanded money, leaving with $11,500. How the hell do they even get to the cashier? Because I'm sorry, if you walk into the casino with the mask on, surely they're going to know, and surely you're going to get crash tackled. Okay, I'm going to assume this one time it's a minor munchkin. It is a munchkin. Hang on. Hang on.
We're going.
You're going? Where are you going? Where are you going?
To her birthday.
Oh, you've got a birthday party, don't you? Oh, okay.
Why else would she be wearing that?
Well, she does look gorgeous, doesn't it? Don't you look pretty, fool? Love you.
Daddy, are you coming?
No, I'm not coming to the birthday party.
Why?
It's so you can have fun. So you can go and play and have fun.
Mummy and you coming.
Okay. I will see you later. You say thank you to Mummy for doing your hair like Elsa.
Thank you, Daddy.
Mm.
When I come and see you, can I watch a movie?
Of course, we'll sit on the couch and watch a movie. Oh, but don't tell Mummy. You don't want to tell Mummy? Oh, it's a secret, is it? Oh, we're not watching Trolls again.
No, we're not watching Trolls again. They go. Come on, Munchkin, we gotta go.
Go on, you're going to be late. Go enjoy.
Okay, fine.
I'll talk to you later, okay?
Say bye-bye, Daddy.
We're going to watch.
Come on.
We're going.
We'll watch Super Pets, okay?
No.
No?
Not that one. Paw Patrol movie.
Oh, I don't want to watch the Paw Patrol movie.
Yes.
Oh. Not the damn Paw Patrol movie again. Okay, where were we? Again, a review of surveillance footage showing walking with the same distinctive gait through the casino parking lot. About 6 weeks later, he struck the sports brook at the Rio All-Suite Hotel and Casino. Shortly before 7 a.m. on February 27 of last year, casino employees were transferring money from a bag to cash drawers when he approached them with his hands in his pocket. "Get away from the money! I've got a gun! I will shoot you!" According to a press release from the U.S. Attorney's Office in the District of Nevada. Rogers climbed over the counter, shoved one of the employees to the floor before grabbing almost $79,000 and fleeing. I'm going to guess she's 5. She is exactly 5. Hey, Jeff. Law Patrol, he'll be there on the double. I'm so glad I changed the name of the channel. She's going through the I want to watch this movie over and over again phase. Yes, she is, Isabel. It was... So I'm trying to introduce her to different movies so that at least it can be things that I can enjoy too. Because for a while there it was Barbie Magic, Barbie Mermaid, Barbie and Barbie. I introduced her to the League of Superhero Pets. Like, where it's Superman's dog and then a bunch of other pets get superpowers and that sort of thing. That movie's fun until you watch it 7 times in a row. New grift idea, Law Patrol reviewing body cam footage. If I knew where to get body cam footage that wasn't already reviewed by somebody else or that wasn't, like, plastered with, like, logos and that sort of thing, I would happily do that as a segment. Like, have, I don't know, well, see, now I got like Washed Up Wednesday, but anyway. Trust me, you won't remember the 800th time you watched the same Wiggles video. Show a watership down. That's horrible, Ambic. If I have to deal with Bluey Hayden, you have to deal with Paw Patrol. Can't do a FOIA from outside the US. Anyway, during the robbery, he repeatedly yelled, "This isn't your money, it's not worth losing your life over," the court's documents show. Dude doesn't even look like he should be a cop. How the hell... Godfather is always good, or Office Space. I like Frozen, I can't lie. Well, see, for me, Frozen brings up something else entirely, which is... Hang on, have I still got voice mod open. Where are we? Soundboard. No, I want soundboard, not voice. I don't want my soundboard. Because... Don't give a shit anymore. Never-ending stories free on YouTube. What? Yeah, Mandy, kids these days can't handle the same sort of shit that we used to, so... Is trying the Trump pick. Kid made me watch Dodgeball over and over again when she was younger, parenting at its finest. I love that. That's great. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Kind of looks like Colin Farrell. Yeah, a little bit. Security officers chased Rogers to the parking garage where he pulled out a silver revolver and threatened to shoot as an officer tackled him. Police later learned that Rogers had covered the gun's serial number with a yellow sticker. Officers say they noticed that Rogers had trouble running because of the apparent problem with his left leg. Security officers disarmed him and held him there until Las Vegas police arrived. When they checked the serial number of his .357 caliber firearm, they learnt that it belonged to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department and had been checked out by Rogers during the time of the last 3 robberies. Are you freaking kidding me? You have checked your service revolver out each time? Wait, what was that? Oh, we have a new subscriber, For the Win Motivation. Hello! How you doing, buddy? Thank you for subbing. What police departments carry revolvers? There's still plenty of them, actually. Several YouTube channels have it, raw police body cam footage. Yes, they do. But I also... I know this sounds stupid, but I'm a lawyer that's ethical, and I don't want to... If people put in effort with other things, I don't want to be the one, like, pulling it off of them, as bad as that sounds. Like, it makes... I don't know why I feel bad. After the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police took Rogers into custody, he identified himself with his officer number, according to court documents. He was apparently seeking money to pay off debts. A subsequent search of his Las Vegas apartment revealed eviction notices and past due notices, according to court documents, along with occupational injury forms from a knee injury he sustained in 2019. Excuse me. Prosecutors argued at his trial that Rogers had robbed the casinos to pay off his debts that he'd incurred as a result of a gambling addiction. In jury, the federal jury found him guilty of 3 counts of robbery and 1 count of brandishing a firearm during a crime. He faced up to 20 years in prison on each robbery count and life imprisonment for the firearm conviction, but his attorney asked for leniency, citing his career as a law enforcement officer. No, if anything, that should be a reason for a harsher penalty. While many of his peers chose career paths and lifestyles that served only themselves, Rogers opted for service as one of the most dangerous professions dedicated to protecting our society. And yet he waved a gun in the face of people and stole money. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. So, Rogers' mother, Crystal, also pled for leniency. This is not the end of his story. He has the ability to change the trajectory that will define him. What, you mean like the bullet that he fired? Pretty sure that's on a very straight trajectory. These are the dark hours for all of us, but it's just that. I pray this is his season of change. Pocker told CNN he's grateful that the judge considered Rogers' service as a police officer when determining the sentence. He said he plans to appeal the convictions. Always a private sale, bro. Don't even remember who I sold it to. It was a terrible boating accident. Where are we? Judge dismisses First Amendment. Federal judge trims lawsuit against police officer. New Jersey police won't promote a cop who reported broken radios. A cop actually doing their job is being pushed down and kept down by the man. A police officer in Morris County who complained to state officials 3 years ago about the department's communication systems not working properly has been repeatedly passed over for promotions, according to a lawsuit. Patrolman Gregory Albert of Rockaway Township Police states in the court papers he filed a signed complaint with the Public Employee Occupational Health and Safety Agency in May 2020 about the broken radio systems. The portable radios and car radios don't work properly, creating a safety issue when officers are required to communicate with each other and with headquarters about criminal activity, and back up by other officers in dangerous emergent situations. Albert, a police officer in the township since July 2015, says in the lawsuit, that his complaint compelled Rockaway Township to conduct an internal audit, which resulted in the township spending significant amounts of funds to repair the portable and car radio systems. Yeah, you would have thought that breaking his oath as an officer would work against him in court. You would think so. If you have someone to obtain police body camera footage, would you use the obtained footage? I see no reason not to. How dare you make the police technology better? You're fired. Exactly. Albert's also faced retaliation for his involvement in the police union. Cited as an example of retaliation in the suit, he writes, he was written up and retrained for not having his siren on while assisting another police department as a secondary unit during a vehicle pursuit. Not having the siren on in such a situation is not a significant violation of the rules or regulations, since the primary vehicle in the pursuit had its sirens on and the plaintiff had his lights on. The plaintiff should have been lauded for his proactive policing in the situation, but instead was punished. So he had his lights on, but not his sirens, and they wrote him up for it. Yeah, this sounds like some bullshit. In October 21, Albert was the subject of an internal affairs investigation after an allegation surfaced that he'd been at a restaurant at the beginning of his shift on a day that he called out sick. Internal affairs looked into him because he called in sick and then went to a lunch. He chucked a sickie, and they opened an internal affairs investigation into him. Yeah, they don't like this guy. Civil service regulations recommend a 4-day suspension for such a violation, but the township sought to double the punishment to 8 days. An administrative hearing on the issue is pending. The lawsuit claims that town officials repeatedly refused to promote him to sergeant or honour his request for a transfer to the detective bureau. The plaintiff engaged in the constitutionally protected conduct as a citizen, not as an employee, and it involved matters of public concern. Paula Cozzarelli, the current business administrator, declined to comment on Thursday, citing the ongoing litigation. The lawsuit alleges lost income due to the township's refusal to promote him to higher paying positions. The suit alleges violations of the officer's civil rights under the New Jersey law, retaliatory promotional bypass, and asks for a 6-member jury trial. So that's what internal affairs looks into, but they don't look into the actually bad cops. Yeah. Did you say Fonzarelli? No. What was her name? Cozzarelli? Cozzarelli. Brantford police and the hospital failed to prevent the 2022 murder-suicide that stemmed from an abusive relationship, according to a lawsuit. A lawsuit's been filed against the town of Brantford, alleging that the police department did not properly handle multiple reports from a woman about an abusive relationship before her death. The lawsuit also names St. Vincent's Medical Center for failing to evaluate and treat the woman's boyfriend for substance use and intrusive thoughts before he killed his girlfriend and then himself. This one is unlikely to go anywhere, in my opinion. I mean, they may settle it just to make it go away. Proving that the cops have some sort of active, positive duty to stop someone that's feeling suicidal, that might be a little bit... The police responded to a condo parking lot on Mountain Laurel Drive, where they found two of the people of Brantford dead in or near a truck. In the driver's seat was Carolyn Ann Ashworth, 21, while Michael Mello, 59, was found outside the driver's door. Wait. He was 59, she was 21, and they were in an abusive relationship? Can you say pimp? At least that's what it appears to me. Settled law, not duty to protect anyone. Lawsuit filed by Ashworth's family on Tuesday alleges that the police responded to multiple 911 calls from Ashworth regarding the abuse she encountered with Mollo, but had failed to take proper action. The police responded to 2 911 calls made less than a week apart, according to the lawsuit. The first call made on August 9, she said she was fearing for her life, saying that he had physically hurt her, choked her, and threatened to shoot her in the past. While responding to the 911 call, he allegedly told police he was concerned about her being with other men, and that he had firearms that were lying on the floor and were not secured. The second 911 call was reported 5 days later. According to the lawsuit, he told police that he used a GPS to track her and was recently physically violent with her. The lawsuit says that Ashworth told police during the second call that Mello was showing increasingly controlling behaviour, including disrupting her cell phone service using GPS and prohibiting her from working. Ashworth also said Mello convinced her to sell her car so they could get a truck, then restricted her access to drive said truck. The lawsuit says that Mello had admitted to Mid-State Medical Center on August 23 after she travelled out of state. The institution sent Brantford police a duty to warn after Mello allegedly mentioned his homicidal thoughts of Ashworth and the firearms he had at home. Okay, that's a little bit different. Who would you trust more, Aussie cops or American cops? That's a loaded question. That's actually a loaded question. It's a toss-up, but I would say Aussie cops just because they have less propensity to shoot. But that's really the only reason. You're more likely to get your ass kicked or get tased. You're less likely to have a bullet hole in you. That's really about the only reason. The answer is neither. Yeah. Mallow was subsequently admitted to St. Vincent Psychiatric Unit just days before the shooting, telling staff he hoped he or someone else would harm Ashworth and that he was seeking medication to stop intrusive thoughts. Okay, I can see why the hospital might be on the hook here. The lawsuit accuses St. Vincent's for discharging him prematurely since his PEC had not expired and that he had not been adequately treated for expressing homicidal thoughts and the effects of alcohol and drugs brought off the streets to staff members. Around 33 hours after being discharged, he allegedly stalked Ashworth using the truck's GPS, confronted her in the condo parking lot in Wethersfield. That's when he shot her and then himself, the lawsuit states. An officer of the police department allegedly failed to include in the case report that Mallow said he had firearms and that he had homicidal thoughts. After being unable to contact Mallow and Ashworth by phone, the officer did not file a request to seize the weapons and put the case as inactive, according to the lawsuit. Not including that information from the hospital and the 911 calls prevented the supervising sergeant from reviewing the report from recognizing that a seizure of weapons requested would be needed. The arrest warrant suggests. Okay. As a result of carelessness of negligence of the town, Carolyn was caused to die through murderous acts of Mallow, the lawsuit states. After the shooting, the police department conducted an internal investigation which resulted in discipline imposed upon 2 officers involved in the reports. In the case report obtained by Fox 61 on Saturday, it's noted that Brantford police entered the home after the shooting with consent from Mallow's son and his ex-wife. Inside the home, police found and seized at least 5 crossbows, 5 shotguns, 2 pistols, and a rifle. Police also seized dozens of boxes of shotgun shells and firearm ammunition. Out of the 20 or so firearms registered under Mallow, 6 of them were found at the house, and at least 13 of the firearms registered to Mallow were unaccounted for, police said in the case report. Police determined that one of the firearms was stolen, and that some of the others may have been at his property in Vermont. Our investigation revealed issues that needed to be addressed, and corrective actions were taken by our agency as a result of our investigation. Brantford Police Chief said in a statement released on Thursday, "We assure our community that we will continue our daily efforts to combat domestic violence and provide mental health services to those affected within our community." The chief's statement noted that the police department could not speak to the facts of the circumstances and the complexity of the suit at the time due to the pending litigation. I'm not going to bother reading the entire lawsuit. I'm just not. Alright, where are we? Oh, here we go. Fired prosecutor defends charging an innocent bystander. The prosecutor, who was fired for working with police to falsely charge protesters as gang members, told a panel of state disciplinary judges that she stands by her actions. April Sponsel testified for the first time at the state bar trial against her on Friday. She denied any wrongdoing and answered absolutely when asked if she prosecuted the case in a measured and ethical standard. What? To a measured and ethical standard, I would say. Bar attorneys and her own ethics counsel questioned her about the wide range of issues, including the gang case, other debunked charges against protesters, and other interworkings of the Maricopa County Attorney's Office. On the first morning of taking the stand, she was questioned about why she was pursuing gang charges against Ryder Collins. Collins is a nurse who was in downtown Phoenix on October 17, 2020, to take pictures of the buildings at sunset. He saw the protest pass by and decided to watch from the sidewalk. Police and witness videos show he never participated in the demonstration, but he was ultimately swept up and charged as part of the group. Sponsel testified that she still believes that Collins may have been part of a gang that she and the Phoenix police invented to charge protesters as members. She said that no one has proven that he wasn't a legal observer with the group. I'm sorry, what now? You're saying that he has a positive obligation to prove that he wasn't committing some sort of criminal act? Interesting. I'm pretty sure that it's innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Or should I say, unless? She also dismissed evidence and testimony showing that Collins didn't know any of the protesters and was in the area to shoot cityscape photography, which he said was his hobby. People can be out there taking photographs at sunset and then go home and murder their spouse, she said in response to the question from her attorney. Does that necessarily mean they were innocent of murdering their spouse because they were taking pictures of sunset earlier the day? No. This chick is nuts. Out in the sticks, you can go up to a home, find the doors open, unlocked, long guns in the corners of every room like broomsticks, people and kids, no firearms or tools, and respect them. Yep, everything should be respected in that manner. So, oh, all right. Well, look, that's everything that I had in terms of the, well, just a few bad cops, which I think, let's face it, myth debunked. But we already knew this, didn't we, Jason? Hell no, man. I can sort of see a man attracted to a fertile woman, but there's too many years, you know. What are you talking about, Just Cause? What did I miss there? Oh, okay. 40-year age gap. Okay. Not anymore. You're guilty until found guilty. Oh, there goes the stomach. Thank you to the 91 of you still watching. I can't believe we've gone for 2 hours. I'm generally trying to keep it to the hour and a half to keep the retention rate up. Yeah. All right, where are we? More like just a few good cops. That is what it feels like, isn't it? But anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I may do another stream later today. I didn't realize that I had this free time that I do now, so I might go and play some video games. I might do some other things. I don't know. But in the meantime, please remember, hit that like and subscribe button. Double check whether or not YouTube has taken away your subscription, just in case. I'm going to check the figures, because I always do, because I'm paranoid like that. But please remember, you are not a piece of shit. You do have value and you do contribute to society, and I say that as much for myself as I do for anyone else. And stay healthy, wealthy, and wise, people, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Cheers, guys. Damn it, Jenkins. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Very much appreciate that. Great show. Happy I could catch it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm going to try and start doing some more themed shows anyway. But now I'm going to redo the credits because hopefully it'll update to include that one. So, but thank you very much for that. I hugely appreciate it. Cheers. It didn't update. And I don't know why. In which case, Jenkins, I do apologize. But nothing I can really do about it, so... Anyway. Do I play the T-ad? You guys all know that you can go head off to the Dragon's Treasure and order tea and get 10% off by using code KOALA. So I'm not sure if I necessarily need to. But anyway, see you guys. Ooh, that's a stomach going.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I don't really care. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.